Hi everyone, it's Mitch, and it is Wednesday, February 6, 2019, here with the free live show. Of course, we're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Of course, our best bets, always over at Sports Chat Experts, as well as SportsChatPlace.com, Premium and Premium Plus. We try and win them all, but the games that we like the very best, that's where we put them. Of course, we have free picks on every single game, every single day at SportsChatPlace.com, and we've been doing that forever. So I know a lot of other sites do it now. We're first, and I like to think that we're the best at it too. I'll self-proclaim ourselves the best. Anyways, hope you guys are having a nice morning. And we got a pretty solid schedule today. We got college basketball. We got NBA. Of course, there's hockey going on too. Just got notification from LinkedIn. I'm sure a lot of you guys are on LinkedIn. And it's always weird because it's like LinkedIn, like Facebook, generally on Facebook, most of the people that I'm friends with on Facebook, it's like are people I've met in real life, like old friends of mine or something like that. But LinkedIn, it just seems like anyone I've met at a conference or like, anyone that I have a remote synergy of any kind, we're connected on LinkedIn. So it's like, I get like, oh, it's this person's birthday. It's this person's birthday. It's like, I don't even know who that person is. I have no idea. But anyways, it looks like YouTube Live, the notifications not working for this one. I guess they worked yesterday. They didn't work today. But so be it. Doesn't matter. Everyone knows the show goes on right around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I can look for a discount code. Let me see. For Sports Chat Experts. Let's see if we have one. I know Craig Trapp is always big on the promo code. His promo code, PATS15. PATS15. There's no notification on the Beach Show. Yeah, the weird thing about the Beach Show is that I guess on the Beach Show there was I had some kind of thing where I couldn't see comments or anything on that. I just wanted to do a show at the beach because I said yesterday on the show that I was going to do one in the afternoon. I just happened to be at the beach, so what the hell? I was at lunch actually. Hello everyone over on Facebook. Bryce, how's it going? Kirk, Michael, good to see everyone. Looks like a small crowd with the notifications not working on YouTube. I wonder if there's a way to jumpstart that. Like if there's a way to just, notify everyone just manually that we're live. I know sometimes it takes a little while for it to get going. That's why I generally go into this stall mode here. So like people that don't watch the show a lot, sometimes, usually it's first-time visitors, they'll leave me the nasty comment, just get to the picks already. Yeah, I understand. I'm the same way. And if I was watching it on replay, I would probably fast-forward through the first 5 minutes as well. Maybe we'll have to do something special during this first 5 minutes. I'm not here to keep you guys hostage. I'm here to do free picks. But at the same time, I would like to give everybody a chance to get here. And like I said, I know the notifications aren't working on YouTube because there's nobody watching us. Normally, we have a couple hundred people. Today, we have double digits, barely. But that's the nature of the beast. Most people know we go on around 11. I'm sure a lot of people get notified like after the show is over, or we'll see some swoop. There goes Sam. Hey, buddy. He's back from the beach. I didn't even see him. I saw him in the camera over my shoulder. But dog goes to the beach twice a day. He's luckier than us, right? But anyways, let's get going in about 30 seconds with some free picks. Of course, our best bet's always over at SportsChatExperts.com, as well as SportsChatPlace.com, Premium and Premium Plus. Quick look at what is going on in the world today, but Brooklyn Nets at home against Denver. And, the Nets, 14-14 against the spread at home, 16-12 straight up. Denver, 10-16 against the spread on the road, even though they're 14-12 straight up. Last time out, boy, it was just a terrible outing for Denver. They got crushed at Detroit, 129-103. That was coming off of a 107-106 at Minnesota, where they were a 1.5-point dog. That game at Detroit, they were favored exactly the same amount that they're favored here, 2 points. Looks like kind of an odd spread to me, as you would think that Denver would be favored by a little bit more in this game. But like I said, they're not. Offensively, about the same. Defensively, Denver significantly better than the Nets. And, that's where the difference happens, and that's why, teams like this can generally get it done on the road. The Nets, while I always have faith in them, and they had ripped off, 5 out of 6 wins, but lately it's been 4 out of 5 losses, and in 3 of their last 4, they haven't covered the spread. One of those was in the game that they won against the Bulls, 122-117, laying 8.5 in that thing, and then the loss to San Antonio, they covered, and then at Orlando they lost, didn't cover. And last time out, Milwaukee, dog of the day pick, they got crushed. So it happens. But I'm going to go with Denver in this one. I think they bounce back from that last performance. I think Paul Millsap will get back in there, and that will be a big difference. So I'm going to take. I'm going to take the Nuggets, -2. That'll be the first pick of today's show. You guys normally know I love the Nets, but can't love them too much in this spot. Of course, we do at least 3 free picks every single day. Our best bet's always over at SportsChatExperts.com, as well as SportsChatPlace.com Premium Plus. Anyways. Go to the Bucks versus the Wizards. The Bucks 16-9 at home. They have the best record in the East now. We know the Raptors got off to that big start to the season, but it's been the Bucks lately that have been absolutely rolling. The Wizards have been playing a lot better recently, but they're up against it here in Milwaukee because the Bucks are just on fire. Meanwhile, the Wizards, while they've been rolling, they've now lost 4 of their last 5, 5 of their last 7. They have covered the spread a few times in there, but in their win, they covered. In their last 4 losses, they have not. I know this is a big number, but the Bucks have covered 4 in a row. They're kind of rolling, and they get back home after a 4-game road trip, or 5-game road trip. So I'm going to take the Bucks here and lay the big number. That'll be my second pick for today's show. Of course, we do at least 3 free picks every single day. Our best bet's always over at SportsChatExperts.com, as well as SportsChatPlace.com Premium Plus. We normally do this show right around 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bryce Beamer was in Maui the 25th of February 1st. Did not get one message from him that he was here. So I guess, not sure what that means. It means I was here, but I hate you. And I don't want to meet you or anything in person, even though I'm right around the corner from your house. Anyways, not offended, don't care. Let's get to another one. We got VCU taking on GW. I've been on VCU a bunch this season. I was off them in the last game when they played against George Mason. And I paid the price for it. George Mason hung in there the whole game against them. And then, it was one of those things where, the last minute and 20 seconds, they're, throwing up the threes. They hit none of them. They foul on the other side. The VCU hits all of them. So it was they're inside the number, George Mason, the whole time, and then ended up not covering. But VCU has now covered 4. They've won in 4 of the last 5, covering in all of those games. And they've been pretty tough, but just 2 of those games on the road against Rhode Island and against Duquesne. Duquesne, a pretty good team, and Rhode Island, well, could take them or leave them this year. Meanwhile, George Washington, not a great year for G-Dub, but when they're getting the big numbers, they certainly do cover. This one is right around that spot where they kind of do cover, they kind of don't cover. I'm going to take George Washington. We can get 7.5 on this one. I'm going to think GW plus the 7.5. That'll be our third pick for today's show. Of course, we do free picks every single day. Our best bets over at sportschatexperts.com, as well as sportschatplace.com, Premium and Premium Plus. Of course, on YouTube Live, it's supposed to get notifications, but for some reason, the last week or so, they have not been going out. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact them and ask them what the deal is. I mean, normally we go on right around the same time every single day, but I know those notifications certainly help. If you're watching us on YouTube Live, you can hit the thumbs up. Always greatly appreciated. Yeah, I would play 20 games. I had no problem with it. To me, it's like the people that say, oh, you should only play 1 game, you should only play 2 games, you should only play 3 games. I never really understand the logic. I always say, get it while you can. You got to dance while the music's playing. If you see games that you like, if you see games that you like, then you got to play them, regardless if there's if it means you have 15 plays that day. It's the games that fit the model of the playable games. Those are the ones that you play, and the ones that don't. Whether it comes out that you play 1 that day or whether you play 8 that day. It's like, to me, either it fits or it doesn't fit. I'm going with Vermont here, speaking of something that always fits. The line's 18.5. I don't care. We always take Vermont. We've taken them every single game this season, and we'll continue to take them. I believe they're going to the NCAA tournament, and we'll be taking them there as well. That'll be a premium pick, so if you're watching today's show or any of our shows, Vermont in the NCAA tournament if they make it. 14-5 against the number this year. We've taken them 19 times, and they've covered 14 of them for us. 75%. I'll stick with that one. I'll take Vermont. We're laying 18.5 against Maine, who stinks this year. 5-18 straight up. 9-6 against the spread on the road and 7-3 against the spread in the last 10. So this is a team that generally gets a ton of points. But this is a game where I could see Vermont winning by 25 plus. The only thing that's going to kill us if the Vermont bench doesn't get it done. But Vermont's the type of team, they put the bench in, they keep scoring too. It's like, the Villanova teams, where they put the bench guys in, they're all hitting threes. I like Vermont in this one, laying 18.5. They are the official team of our live show. You guys know that, right? I mean, if you watch this show every day, we've taken Vermont every single time. Most of the time, we don't even look at the spread before making the pick. Anyways, do at least 3 free picks every single day. Our best bets always over at sportschatexperts.com as well as sportschatplace.com. Premium and Premium Plus. Just looking around. Do you like live betting or always bet before game time? I do both. I like live betting as much as the next guy, especially when you can see the value there. I'll give you an example. Sunday, that Purdue game, I gave out Purdue as a premium pick. They ended up only winning by 10, but if you bet the in-game, you got them at plus 1.5. It was easy money. So I was able to get out of it on that one. And I also, Villanova, who had been battling most of that game against Georgetown, you were able to get the in-game on that one at just minus 6.5. So, they won, you double dipped on that one. In Purdue, you were able to hedge out at the very least. I ended up ahead on it. But, I love in-game, and I think that's the way that I like to use it the most is when you can see it. And we've done videos in-game, especially during college football, where you can see one team is kind of like penalties and, a turnover here or there. And, you could see why they're in the position that they're at. Not that they're not the better team, and there's plenty of time to make that up. We've done that before on our live shows where we've come on and done live betting that way. So TCU taking on Oklahoma State. And TCU kind of a little, I don't know if you call it disappointing, but a little bit of maybe they're not as good as we thought they were. Because it seems when they have to play against the top teams, they lose every single time. And when they play against the middle of the road teams, they take care of business. So they're good, but maybe not good enough. And we know Oklahoma State is bad, right? They're really bad. They beat South Carolina in that Big 12 SEC Challenge. They've only had one game since then, and that was against Kansas State. The line in that one, we gave this out as a premium pick with Kansas State, was only 2.5 points. They lost by 20. And, I mean, it wasn't even that close. It wasn't even that close. They got killed. And, of course, that game against Oklahoma, they hung tight, ended up getting crushed at the end. Iowa State, blowout. Baylor hung in tight, laying 3 points against Baylor, the least respected team in college basketball this year. They lost outright. Wins over West Virginia and Texas. When we look at TCU, lost against Baylor, absolutely statement game, 90-64, and then losing the time before that at Texas Tech, 84-65. So 20-point losers. Their last two times out, 26 and 20. Last two times out, both those games on the road. But when we look at their home games, 55-50 over the Gators, 65-61 over the Horns. A loss to Kansas State at Kansas State by 10. But, once again, back to the same trend. Getting it done at home against West Virginia, 98-67. I think TCU is just a lot better team here. And I think we're seeing inconsistencies with Oklahoma State. I think what we're also seeing from Oklahoma State is that late in games, just outright collapses. So, I'm going to jump on another favorite here, and I'm going to take TCU minus 8.5. I think it's value. So, let's see what we got. We took TCU minus 8.5. Of course, if you're joining us late, I recap all the picks at the end of the show. That's why I'm writing them down. And we do a recap at the end of the show. Continue on. We've done 5 picks. Keep going. I know a lot of the other guys, they kind of just keep you hostage, and then they don't really give you many picks, maybe one or something. And I saw one guy, I swear, that over on YouTube, people will, the trolls and spammers will start yelling out names of other shows and stuff that people should be watching, and I go check them out. I do that, and basically what happens there is what I see on those other shows. I haven't seen anything that I can borrow, not one thing. I watched. So the ones that have been recommended to me are, and I'm not going to dig into anybody, rip into anybody. I'm just going to say I watch these shows and I don't see any takeaways that I got. I watched the one that was recommended. It was called Low Shack and the Bag. I watched that show. It was super long and just, I don't know, it's like weird information. It's just not my thing. I've done shows with Low Shack years ago. I don't work with that company anymore. Not because anything they don't want to or anything like that. It's just their values are not in line with mine, and that's why I don't work with them. But also the show, it might be, I guess a lot of people like it, but it's just not my style, and I don't see it there. I watched another show called Cappers something, and it's just this one guy sitting there, and I mean for hours. And one of the things that he said, he's like, well, I would give you the pick, but then everyone would leave. Yeah, because that's what you guys are here for, right? The pick. You're not here to sit and look at this guy. He's not, And, I mean, I know you guys like hanging out and all that other good stuff, and I love spending the morning with you guys, but at the same time, it's like I'm not going to hold you hostage for 3 hours. I mean, my picks aren't that good, be honest with you, to wait around for something like that. Yeah, the notifications haven't been going out, so the haters subscribe. That is. Oh, I know they do. I know they do. I know they do. And they also know that I come on at 11. Hey, Joe Finney, how are you? Joe and I had a little misunderstanding. Joe's a big Boston fan. He knows I always bash the Patriots, Red Sox. I mean, if the Bruins were ever good again, we could bash them a little bit too. It's black and gold and plays golf every April, right? The oldest joke in the book. But, it's sometimes things get a little carried away. And of course, in when he's using text, I'm using voice. It's like sometimes things get lost in interpretation, just like with things that other people say. And that's why I always say, speak completely. When the Cavaliers ever get so good, and then yesterday Brooklyn was murdered. It seems like the last 2 days have been the opposite days. Who to pick? All the people who usually given. Yeah, it's been some rough sledding. I'll admit it. In some of these games, Florida State, Syracuse, for it to be a blowout like that was crazy. I mean, I thought that Florida State would have it. I mean, Marquette against St. John's. I mean, it just goes to show you anything could happen on any night. And then Michigan State, right? The wheels falling off the cart on them. Just the nice thing about some of those things happening, though, Brian, is that we're going to find really good value on those teams because we'll try and jump on board before everybody else does. We'll start to see more value in those lines. Thanks, yeah, World Rank. I'm being honest with those shows without being over-hating. I don't care, It's like, I know that all those other shows are just copies of what we do. Those other sites, all that other stuff, we did it first, and they all copy us, and that's fine. And they, some of these sites have bigger budgets for these sort of things, or they've decided to allocate more budget to that stuff. You're going to start to see where we're allocating our budget. You'll start to see it, and you saw it with the website redesign. We're just being more in line, kind of taking a very methodical approach. But you'll start to see over the next couple months exactly where it's going. We'll ramp up the show, and we'll ramp up our videos, and we'll do all those things as well. But I don't know. I don't think that you guys want to sit around and hear some guy. That guy sitting on chair is an idiot. Is that me? Is that? I don't know. Maybe it is. But maybe the guy that she's saying is. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe me. I have no idea. This is the type of thing I say, it's very easy to get things misinterpreted as to what you guys are saying sometimes. And that's why I always say speak super clear or rate your sentences super clear because that guy sitting on a chair is an idiot. I mean, I'm sitting on a chair, so it could be me. It could be, some other guy sitting on a chair. It could be one of you guys. Maybe some of you guys are sitting on chairs and, I'm not saying you're idiots, but maybe some of you are. I have no idea. Anyways, I know that some of the trolls are. That's for sure. Anyway, let's get back to the picks, man. How did we get here? How did we get here? Man, how bad is Cal? I'll lay 15.5 with Oregon. That's how bad Cal is. Cal sucks. They are the worst team in major college basketball. I know they covered against Stanford, but they're 1-5 against the number on the road. 0-6 straight up on the road. 2-8 against the spread in their last 10. 5-16 on the season. They play in the worst conference, and they still stink. Sam is, I don't know, where is Sam? Sam, come here, buddy. Sam is sleeping. It's a tough day at the beach already. All right, so I like Oregon here minus the 15.5. It's totally a fade of Cal, just like our Vermont picks are always just because of Vermont. It's a straight fade of Cal. We'll do one more pick. It shows. Kathy, I don't anymore. I while back no capper. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what that means. Gosh. All right. I'm not even going to try. I mean, I'll give a free week premium membership to anyone that can interpret that sentence. I don't anymore. I while back no capper. Free week of premium to anyone that can tell me. I answer questions on Fridays. Is the day that we do it. It's called Free for All Fridays. Oh God, I wanted to say this. Talk a little bit different philosophy between you and SBR. Reason for leaving. I didn't leave. I used to do things like I do things with other sites. I've done things with many of the other sites over the years. I've done things with, picks and parlays. I own half, so I do stuff with them. With I've done stuff with Docs over the years. I'm good friends with them. I've done stuff with Capra's Picks. I've done stuff with Bang the Book. I've done stuff with, pretty much everybody out there, that's reputable. The reason why at SBR I don't like working with them is because normally it's like when you work with the people like at these other sites, it's like I say I'm going to do something, like show up and be on their show, and they say they're going to do something. Or, I say I'm going to do something, like I'm going to write something on my site about you guys, something positive about you guys, and you guys will write something positive about me, and we'll kind of share people that use my site that don't know about you, do it. But those guys, they don't hold up their end of the bargain. They don't do it. So not going to work with them. I also don't believe in, some of the ways that they do their ratings. I don't think that they don't do it in the public's best interest. I think they do it in their own best interest. Oh. Anyways, so Friday, I'm going to do this real quick. I'm going to say what's going on Friday, and then we'll go here because I know a lot of people are asking. So Friday I have my surgery, but the surgery is scheduled. It looks like it's going to be that at like 11 o'clock my time, so I won't have to be there till like 10. So we're good. We're going to do the show on Friday from right here. Saturday, I don't know what it's going to look like because apparently the recovery from this surgery is a lot worse than I thought it was. So if I have black eyes and, I can't breathe or whatever, so be it. We'll do the show regardless, but it might not be so pretty on Saturday. That's all I'm saying. But we will definitely do it. Let's do some more picks. I had a lot of fluff today. The notifications didn't work, so let's do a couple more quick ones, and then we'll call it a day. Georgetown up against Providence. This one has inverse line movement with only 40% of the bets going on Providence, but the line moving 1.5 the other direction. Providence has lost their last two games, both on the road, and then they had the home win against DePaul. Did not cover in that game. Also had that nice road win against Xavier. It was an upset. They were dogged. They're losing. They lost outright to Marquette. It's pretty much what the last week or so has looked like for them. Meanwhile, Georgetown lost that game to Villanova. They were inside the number the whole time. The guy gets fouled with like a second left to go in the game, and he hits the two free throws, and they end up not even covering the spread. Meanwhile, they had the win over Xavier. They had a win over St. John's as a 7-point dog. Then two losses, Creighton and Marquette, both at home. Kind of a head scratcher. And then they beat Providence in overtime at Georgetown. I think what we have here is another tight game. I'm going to take Georgetown plus the 5.5 is what we're getting on them now. Just seems, I think that's too many points. I think Providence gets revenge here. I think they win by 2 or 3. Yeah, we'll have to. Okay, we got an asshole here. God, what are these? I mean, What are you trying to accomplish there? That's what I want to know. I don't even understand. This person, Kylie, a.k.a. Kim Kardashian daughter, just keeps typing in KYS. KYS. I don't even know what that means. They typed it in 15 times. I have no idea what that means. I'm sure it's not good. Yeah, you have to, if you have a question like that, Brian, that's got to go in the Facebook group. If you have a question on a game like that you want to ask people, the place that goes is in the Facebook group. So you can post it there. Anyways, let's do one more pick. Let's see what we got. We're just going to go randomly. I'm just going to scroll like this. Whatever game we land on, that will be the game that we do. And it's going to be Davidson against Rhode Island. Davidson laying 5 here. Inverse line movement. 16-5 on the season. 10-0 straight up at home. 6-3 against the number at home. 6-4 against the spread in the last 10 for Davidson. Rhode Island 3-5 against the spread on the road. 3-5 straight up on the road. Yeah, see, here comes another idiot. I don't even understand what this person's saying. It's like they just come on with different names and typing the same thing over and over and over again. Yeah, using fake profiles. I don't even understand what that is. I mean, if you don't have the guts to use your own profile, get the hell out of here. Anyways, inverse line movement on this game with Davidson, but I still like Davidson anyway. I don't care. They're laying 5 here, and Rhode Island just not a great team this year. They beat St. Louis last time out by 11. That was at home, though. The last couple road games. So somebody sent me a message. Okay, here I want you guys to see. This is how my day goes. Okay, so here, someone sends me a personal message. Okay, and this is what it says. You guys see that here? I don't even understand that. No, we don't keep the record of the dog of the day's picks. Those are free picks. We don't keep records on free picks. I mean, the dog of the day could be the 25th ranked pick of the day. It needs to be a dog, and it's after the premium picks. So it could be 25th ranked. It could be a pick that I don't even really like. You know, I just have to give it out because it's an underdog. Just not a lot to work with. But I do like Davidson here. I'm going to lay the 5 points. They've won 4 in a row. They've been really strong at home. They've been strong on the road, and I think they're good enough here to lay 5. I think we're getting them on the cheap. This is just a wall, a very small wall. And we have this. You can see the room over here. It's mostly TVs, and you don't need pictures. We have a view of the Pacific Ocean right there, out those doors. So really, it would just be taking away from. It would just be taking away from everything else to have pictures. Doesn't make any sense. We have some pictures, just not a ton. But if you think I should have a picture behind me, maybe that's probably not a horrible idea, actually. Put my star that was for our Sports Chat Play star for us that we have. Let's see if we have it. Show you guys. We could frame that. We could put it right here. This wall's solid concrete, though, so I have to have somebody do it. Anyways, let's wrap up today's show. I'll recap all the picks for everybody. Of course, thanks for joining me. Like I said, Friday we're going to be at our regular time. Saturday we'll try and be at our regular time, but I do not know what condition I'm going to be in because I guess this surgery I'm going to be out for about 4 hours. So I know that the last time I had surgery was many, many years ago, and I know the anesthesia can knock you out for days. So I think I will be up and around. I'm just not sure how lucid, but hey, it doesn't matter. I've done this show not so lucid before, and we'll do it again. Anyways, let's recap today's picks. We took the Nuggets -2. We took the Milwaukee Bucks -11.5. Then we switched it over to college hoops. We took George Washington +7.5. Vermont -18.5. TCU -8.5. Oregon -15.5. Georgetown +5.5. And Davidson -5. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Isn't it really expensive to live in Hawaii? I would say depends on what you compare it to. You don't need to buy winter clothes. You don't need to do all those things. But like electricity is really expensive, but you can get solar, and it's, you have plenty of sun. Groceries are expensive, but if you shop at in town at Costco or Target, places like that, it's similar to mainland pricing. But some things you're going to have to pay up for because they're shipped in. So a little bit of both. It's kind of it is what it is. I don't think anyone ever said that Maui's a discount place to live or, whatever. You only live once, so you might as well enjoy it. Anyways, this is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow.